All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the second official All My Cast. Today, we're going to be discussing.
Don't count the ones we uploaded a long time ago.
Yeah. This is starting over. Today,
that's old school.
Yeah. That's in All My Classics.
Exactly.
Okay.
You find that playlist buried in the channel, but please don't.
Yeah. So today we're gonna, if you couldn't tell by the title and thumbnail, we're going to be discussing Thor Ragnarok because it just came out and we all saw it, and I think the consensus is we really enjoyed it. So,
dude, best fucking Thor movie ever.
Absolutely.
And best comedy 2017.
Yes, hands down.
I thought I liked all the Thor movies, but if you're comparing them to the MCU lineup as a whole, the first Thor and especially Thor: The Dark World are kind of on the lower end.
Why do people think The Dark World is worse than the first one? I liked it better.
I like them all, but I think it probably has to do with the relationship they tried to push between Thor and Jane, and was it Jane? I think it was Jane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the Thor Ragnarok is easily the best Thor movie out of all of them, and I don't know why, but Thor has just up until now, it's just kind of been the weakest Marvel series.
I think it has a lot to do with the fact that it's not even on Earth.
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say, because it's like the first two Thors, like the first one more so than the other, it was a fish out of water story, which worked to an extent. I thought it was good. Then the second one, it tried to repurpose that sort of storyline, and I don't know. But Thor Ragnarok, fucking came out swinging though.
They came out it started with the humor, and it kept it throughout the movie. There were just cool parts interspersed in the comedy.
It did kind of take me off guard. I loved the movie, and I wouldn't change a thing about it. But going into it, I definitely didn't expect it to be more of a comedy than an action movie.
Yeah.
Because, it was it's Thor. The first two movies weren't anything like that. They had funny parts, but this one was had people rolling from the go.
Thor wearing a Guardians of the Galaxy skin.
That's what I was about to say.
But it wore it better than Guardians of the Galaxy.
I don't think that. I think the Guardians of the Galaxy are better than Thor, but I think I
think it was funnier.
I don't know. See, that, while I enjoyed, everything I say, just take with a grain of salt because I enjoyed the film. This is me being analytical. I think a lot of it may have tried too hard in some places. The whole, the Hulk can talk now sort of deal. And, that interaction, it just, it seemed very forced to me.
That didn't really sit well with me either when it was happening. I was like, why is Hulk talking so much?
Yeah,
Well, it's because he had taken... Hulk could always talk.
Yeah.
He could always talk, but he never talked like he does in Thor Ragnarok.
I think the purpose of that was to show that he had been the Hulk for 2 years, and he was just getting used to interacting with
By the way, disclaimer now, spoilers ahead probably. I don't know if we'll get into them, but...
there's going to be spoilers.
Yeah, so I'm just blanket spoiler warning now. So, but yeah, there's
remember when Loki slept with Jane? What? That didn't happen.
No, Natalie Portman's done with the series for whatever reason.
That was another thing about
may be
it.
Saving up salary for big movies.
I thought it was kind of strange for them to suddenly just oh, she's gone. She's not part of this anymore.
For some reason, I think Natalie Portman kind of wasn't digging the Thor franchise at all. So I don't know.
Fair. As we said, it's the weakest series. So.
Yeah. But yeah, it was
no, Hulk was the weakest.
Yeah, the Edward Norton Hulk movie.
Well, there's some special rules about that is that you can only count the one Hulk movie with Edward Norton in it, which was good. The other Hulk movies don't exist, so technically Hulk isn't a series.
By Marvel standards, it wasn't very good.
Because I think
that it was because
it happened after Iron Man. So
I think it was the second one in this MCU.
So it I liked it well enough. I think that the Hulk movies have not been fantastic because I haven't given Hulk room to be Hulk like he was in Thor Ragnarok. Like, because all the Hulk movies up to date have been like, he's like, oh, I can't get angry, I can't let him take over, I can't let this because I don't know what's gonna happen. And Thor Ragnarok, they're just like, do your thing, Hulk. And I think
they spliced in a bit of Planet Hulk,
which
Ragnarok,
which they won't, cool. They won't now because of the ending of the film, which we'll get to. But I was hoping for a Planet Hulk film to come out of this.
Well, I think that's kind of what they did. They bring Thor into Planet Hulk. Kind of happened off. Outside of it, and then
which is
Thor came in and they closed it.
So stupid. Like, I want to see Hulk rule a fucking planet. Like, that's what I
don't think he did rule the planet.
No, he ruled it.
He basically
Hulk, he was a slave.
And then he worked his way up and became king.
He ruled everything basically because he's the Hulk.
Yeah.
It was like in Ragnarok, he was the most like honored and like loved champion that they had. And it's basically the same thing for Planet Hulk.
Yeah.
How about the Grandmaster?
Grandmaster was good.
He was hilarious. He was good. I enjoyed him to an extent.
He would have been my favorite new character had it not been for Korg or whatever the rock dude's name is.
Yeah.
Korg
he stole the show.
I like Jeff Goldblum in this film, but it just, I don't know, like, and this is credit to his acting abilities. I just like, when do you die? Like, I was like, questions like, when do you get your comeuppance? Because I know it's coming. And it just like, it didn't, like, he didn't sit well with me for a while. But, credit to his acting. I thought he was a good character and he did well. But I was just like, he was just one of those annoying characters.
Were you just waiting to call her trash?
Yeah. Start with the beat. Yeah. So,
and then when he got overthrown, if you sat till the end of the movie, you see that it's a tie.
Yeah, it's a tie.
Yeah. So you're welcome. And it's a tie.
I think we both worked hard on this because if you know anything about revolutions, you need someone to revolt against. So you're welcome, and I think we can go ahead and call it a tie. So this is primarily in the first act. And it kind of settled down towards, in the second and third. But did y'all think that the first act, like, the pacing was super fast?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think they wanted to get a lot. They didn't want to leave any, like, open holes in the plot.
Fair. So they were completely fair. But it was like,
they just crammed, like, all of the story plot in at one time.
Because I got, like, whiplash. Like, it was like, okay, he is in the cage, and he's talking to Serta, and figures out what's happening. Cool. Fights Serta. Goes back to Asgard. Finds out that Loki,
has overthrown Asgard.
Was overthrown. They go to Earth, try to find it. Meet Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange's like, yo, I know where your dad's at. They find your dad. Dad dies. Hela comes out. Go back to Asgard. Or they try to go back to Asgard. Then they're on Sakaar.
Planet Hulk for a while.
Yeah, and I'm just like that was like 30 minutes. Like, that was a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Speaking of 30 minutes, Loki, I've been falling
for 30 minutes. It was.
I would have liked to have seen more interaction with Doctor Strange. I think that would have been
speaking
cool.
of that scene.
Well, just kind of a cameo because they had too much going on.
Well, speaking of that scene specifically, at the end of Doctor Strange, the end credit scene is Thor.
Is that scene
in the movie? And I thought that was like, instead of it just being like a throwaway scene at the end of a film, it like actually interlaces different movies, and I thought that was cool. So
yeah.
However, the yellow gloves on Doctor Strange do not look good.
Yeah, I was like, what is up with this?
I was like, I know he had them in the book in the comics, but like,
was he wearing them the whole time? Because I thought that there was like a point where he didn't have the gloves on, and he suddenly did have the gloves on.
I don't know. But
I'm not sure. I wasn't paying that close attention.
I much preferred the look of the original movie.
It looked goofy. He looked like he was wearing oven mitts.
It's like he got
like rubber.
Yeah, it's like he got a costume at Party City, and it was just like, here you go.
It's like he wasn't wearing them in his movie.
No, and he shouldn't. Honestly, like that's gross to look at.
They're keeping it like close to the comics.
Which,
yeah, but I mean, there's merit to that, and then there's also, you know, it's not necessarily a great thing to do because, I mean, a lot of those costumes and stuff are, you know, what was designed back in like the 80s, and they're all like all the costumes like from back then are very goofy looking because that was the style of the time, but they don't translate well to now.
No.
It's like if they put out another Wolverine movie and who's wearing the yellow and blue like
I really wanted that to happen.
I wish
I wanted so bad.
I wish once that it happened.
I wish they would have at least made a mention to it. Like
they did in the first one.
Okay.
It's like we prefer yellow spandex.
Yeah.
So, what do we think about Hela?
Hela was awesome.
Yeah.
That was one of the first things we talked about after the movie.
She was a very cool villain, but at the same time,
she gave me a weird boner.
Yeah. I was also kind of underwhelmed by her display of power because, like, she's obviously, like, super powerful, and, I mean, she's a goddess of death or whatever, but, like, all she did for the whole movie was just throw, like, big pointy rocks.
Well, I think...
she was, like, summoning weapons. She was Final Fantasy 15 in their ass.
I mean, I know, but that was, like, it. That was all she did.
But she did
besides
a lot.
the point where she raised all those dead things.
She took out armies by doing that.
I mean, she did. She's a good fighter.
Well,
but
I mean, if
like,
that's your power and you can do it to that extent.
And granted, like, I've never really, like, read the Thor comics or anything, so I don't know what canonically her powers really are. But I feel like that there was a lot more to her that they could have showcased.
There very well could have been, but maybe just she said herself she missed the fighting. She may have done that just to, like, feel more alive.
Maybe.
Instead of just, like, snapping her fingers and killing everybody.
Well,
which she probably could have done that and just summon spikes up underneath everybody at once.
Yeah.
Let's see. I have her Wikipedia page pulled up.
She could apparently heal, too, because we saw her get stabbed several times and not really mind.
According to the Wikipedia page, her abilities are superhuman strength, stamina, and durability, black magic.
Like all Asgardians.
Yeah. Black magic, telepathy, life expansion, reincarnation, teleportation, deadly touch, and high-level mystical powers.
See, none of that screams big pointy rocks.
Well, I think it's sort of a sort of like, you know, because no one could beat her. Like that, like as underwhelming as her powers seemed, like she took on Loki, Valkyrie, and Thor, even at his new sparkly god power stage, and like they couldn't take her. Thor lost an eye, and Loki was sure gonna die. And then old Surtur just
stabbed her.
He was the only one that could beat her, provided he absorbed the Eternal Flame or whatever it was called, which I assume is a very high power legendary MacGuffin that just gave him the power to do so.
Speaking of,
I think the reason was it gave him enough power to destroy Asgard, which she drew her power from.
Yeah.
She may very well have survived that initial hit that it showed her take.
Yeah,
but the destroying of Asgard probably finished her off.
Good point.
But speaking of MacGuffins,
spoiler.
Did anybody else feel like that the little shocky thing on Thor's neck was a little too overpowered?
Yeah.
Like, why didn't they just take a fistful of those and just like smack Hela with them? Just like, there you go. Like, because I mean, Thor, like that stopped Thor dead in his tracks when he was in his godly lightning form or whatever, which doesn't really make much sense because it shocks him. But like that seems a little too strong of technology, especially for how easy it is to use. Yeah. Like, why don't more people have these?
Yeah, they were just looking for an easy way to explain how he was enslaved.
Yeah, because realistically, you're not.
He could have pulled that out.
Yeah.
Or just shorted it out by going Super Saiyan or whatever he did.
Yeah.
That also confused me because it showed like the brief scene where he tries pulling it out and it seems like the only reason that he couldn't was because he was just like, ow, ow, ow. It's like, that hurts too much. Like, suck it up. You're a slave, man. It's like you get pummeled by the Hulk. Just, like, pull it.
He did. He took those Hulk punches like a fucking champ.
Yeah. He did.
Remember the first movie where he was, like brawling with the humans?
Yeah. Like
what? He's come a long way.
Yeah, I mean, he's had 3 movies to do it.
4. If you counted it, no.
It'd be 5.
I'm just talking about his movies.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't know. Overall, Thor Ragnarok is definitely one of my favorite Marvel movies now.
It's up there.
I think it was really good.
Civil War might still be my favorite.
Something that I brought up to Logan after the movie was over, the first ending scene or whatever is the giant ship that they come across. Personally, I think that's the Reavers from Guardians, and that's how Thor is going to be crossed over into Infinity Wars.
Well,
I think it might be Thanos.
I wanna talk about
that's also possible. It could be Thanos.
I don't know if it's Thanos. I think it's a Kree ship.
Yeah,
because it had the spiral wing kind of deals, like Ronin ship did.
I thought Ronin was the last Kree.
I don't think he was the last one.
No, he's not the last Kree. There's tons of Kree.
Yeah,
there are not tons of them because they were supposedly wiped out at some point.
Well, there's still a fair number of them. We know that just from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah,
there's still a fair number.
But I think that was a Kree ship, which Thanos isn't Kree. No, he's a Titan, right?
I don't really know what Thanos' deal is exactly.
He's not Kree. But,
no, because he's purple and Kree are blue.
Yeah.
Oh, did you notice, because we're talking about the Eternal Flame, we kind of glossed over this. Was that the Infinity Gauntlet that she just knocked over?
Well, no, there's a theory about that, right? Because so in the first Thor...
me and Cody both looked at each other like,
So in the first Thor... it was like an Easter egg shot, like throughout the vault, and the Infinity Gauntlet was in there. And then at the end of
Avengers 1?
No, it wasn't Avengers 1.
Are you talking about where Thanos put the glove on? It was Avengers 1. Because Loki failed to enslave Earth, and he was like, then I'll just do it myself, and he put the glove on.
I thought that was a Age of Ultron.
Then apparently decided against that and gave one to Ronan.
But yeah, so then Thanos has one. So what I think is that the theory is that maybe they captured one, quote unquote.
There's more than one.
Well, that one's a fake.
Oh.
Yeah. And then Thanos basically tricked them and he has the real one. I think. Because
well, they can't really play that out now that they destroyed Asgard. Well, unless Loki took the gauntlet too. He took the Tesseract.
Yeah, definitely Loki took the Tesseract.
They wouldn't have shown that slow motion shot where he stops and looks at it.
Yeah, there'd be no other point in leaving that scene in unless he had looked at it for a second and like shook his head and continued on like, oh no, I can't do that.
Yeah.
But like the fact that he just stopped and looked at it for a second and then like it just cut, he definitely stole that Tesseract.
Well, yeah, because he lost it before, so why not, second chance. And he's going to use that to get in good graces with Thanos, and that's why he's going to be on one side of the Infinity War. And yeah, but
speaking of, like, I love the character. I think what's his name, Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah,
I think he does a great job and stuff. I'm tired of seeing Loki. Loki has shown up way too many times. Like
he's kind of becoming the Vegeta of the Marvel universe.
Kind of.
Like
I like him.
It's kind of like how Thor said, like it's becoming predictable. Like he knows, like, oh, you're just gonna show up and like, oh, I'm a good guy now, but then you're gonna betray us, and that's just how it goes. And like this is what his 4th or 5th appearance in a Marvel movie.
He's been in all 3 Thors.
Thor 1.
Yeah, he was in all 3 Thors. He was in Avengers,
Avengers.
and was he in Age of Ultron at all?
No,
he wasn't. So 4 appearances. And, like, that's a lot of reoccurring appearances from the same character.
Yeah, but he's one of those villains that's like...
Oh, Captain America's been in too many Marvel movies.
He's one of those that's not... He's not, like, overpowered, but he's one of those that you can't ever underestimate.
I mean, but,
he can always come back and
and I'm sure there's an answer to this, but who from the Thor universe, aside from, like, Hela... would you put in the... He's Thor's brother. How are you just going to get rid of that?
I mean, I don't know enough about Thor's comic universe to know who else is really part of it. But, Like,
related, throw in Beta Ray Bill. Let's go.
But now they've killed like his whole team and his dad and his mother and Hela. Like,
speaking of,
you can't get rid of Loki now.
Real quick, I want to interject there. Was anybody else kind of disappointed by how quickly his friends were dispatched?
Yeah.
Like, as soon as Hela shows up,
how
like
about
2
the
or 3 of them dead?
complete absence of
Sif?
Lady Sif?
Yeah. Well, because I know she was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for a minute.
Yeah.
I don't know I forget what happened after that. Did she go back to Asgard?
She was back in whatever the next movie was, I think.
Yeah, she was in
Dark
World. She came back to Asgard after being in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Maybe,
but yeah, she was just kind of missing.
Maybe
with no explanation whatsoever.
Maybe she was just like out and about somewhere. I don't know. But she was not in there, and I was looking for her because I love her.
Yeah, but his friends did go down way too. Like I get that Hell is that much stronger than them. That's okay. But like, give them a fighting chance.
Yeah.
Like they gave the Japanese guy. Like they gave him
a
something.
fight scene.
Yeah.
But the other two, like Hela shows up and just immediately is like dead.
Well, and then semi-related, I feel like the fight scenes were great in this movie. Like, they seemed to flow very well. In that,
yeah, I can agree with that.
There was a lot of, like, rubber Thor in some places, but like
Thor.
Yeah, it was like clear CGI. But I was like, they flow fairly well.
I didn't notice.
It's a very, especially the first fight against Serta. That was a very smooth fight, and I think was a good way to, get the adrenaline going through the movie. And then
it was also where they basically like set the tone of like, this is going to be funny too.
Yeah.
He's hanging from the chains. It's like, 1 second. I'll be back around.
I was talking to the skeleton at the very beginning.
Yeah.
I am pretty bummed about the fact that Thor does not have Mjolnir anymore.
Well, it's gonna come back. It'll come back.
Is it?
It doesn't have to though. He may not care anymore.
He may not need the Mjolnir or anything, but it's good. Like,
it's gonna
just
come
thinking
back.
about it after the fact, I was like, there's so
that.
many things like that I'm gonna miss Thor being able to do with having Mjolnir that he won't be able to do if he doesn't.
Well,
I think he can just straight up fly now.
Well,
maybe.
I don't think so.
Well, okay.
There wasn't any time where he was just like flying in the air, like he could jump really far.
So Odin basically said that it was a focus. Yeah, it was a focus for his power. So I think it'll be back because I don't think Thor will have control over his abilities, and because he's big protector of Earth sort of mindset, that he's not going to risk that. So somehow Mjolnir or something similar will come back, so he can have this focus for his power.
I'd hope so. That was one of the things that I liked most about Thor's character, is just like the really cool interactions with Mjolnir that he could do. Like, I'm going to be really sad if Infinity Wars comes around and I don't see at least one scene where he smacks Captain America's shield and does the shockwave thing. Yeah. That was like my favorite move they did.
That was pretty cool. You should, like, we're talking about him flying. It's like, oh, your hammer pulls you off?
Your hammer pulls you off?
But that, like, we got to devote some time to that character.
Yeah, Korg was good, man. Like,
he had some of the best lines in the movie.
Like, he was the best character in the movie.
It's like, you're at a rock. So, yeah, but mortal rocks. Oh, there's another one.
What was his buddy's name? Meek. Yeah.
Tried to start a revolution, but I didn't hand out enough pamphlets.
This is Meek. He's a cockroach with knives for hands.
Oh man. But yeah, that actor Taika Waititi, I think that's how you pronounce his name.
He kind of came out of nowhere for me. Like I'd never heard of this guy.
Yeah, he's
me either.
Like,
was he a comic character?
Korg?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I want to see more of him.
I'm sure. Well, he's on the ship, so, and apparently he's on the council or whatever.
Get on that ship and escape. You want to come?
Oh man. But yeah, so what else can we talk about? My girl Valkyrie. Ooh.
Valkyrie was cool.
What was her name?
She is listed as Valkyrie on IMDb.
Did they ever say her name?
I think Valkyrie is the canonical name for her. They called her Scrapper
142.
Yeah, 142.
And Hulk called her Angry Girl.
Yeah. But
I thought they said her name.
I don't think so. But
that's another thing that I kind of like would like to see more of is the history about the Valkyries, because it seems like she may be the only one left at this point.
I think she is.
It'd be cool
because all the other ones went and died to
like
Hela.
a sad movie that just shows the fight of the Valkyries versus Hela.
It'd probably be more like a one-off thing, like a one-shot.
Just
because they made it seem like that it was a pretty like big deal. Like whenever seemed like one Valkyrie like took a hit for her and died instead, and it seemed like it was implied there was supposed to be like a connection between them or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would have liked to seen more about what happened there.
Mm.
I want her to get a Pegasus.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. Yeah, there's a lot of things out of Thor that I'd like to see, just because I'm like a mythology buff. Like I was telling Logan, I'd like to see a Thor movie where the Jormungandr is a part of the equation, since Fenrir was in this one, and Sleipnir.
You mean the World Serpent?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Jormungandr.
I thought it was Jormungand.
No.
Maybe one of those things with multiple names, like Fenris.
Yeah.
Because they called the wolf Fenris in the movie.
Mm.
And then I want to see Sleipnir, just for the fact I want to see how they explain away Sleipnir's existence in comparison to actual mythology. Because the actual story is that Loki turned into a horse and got knocked up, and then gave birth to the six-legged horse that Odin rides. So it's like, how you gonna do that, Marvel?
They're not gonna, because Odin's gone.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they've kind of put that out of the realm of possibility anyway, because isn't Fenris Loki's kid?
Yeah.
Not
the Jormungandr, Fenris, and Sleipnir were all Loki's children. Maybe going back to Mjolnir being destroyed now, maybe instead Thor will get Gungnir.
Gungnir?
What's Gungnir?
It was the spear that Odin used.
Well,
he did use it.
Hold on. What is it?
He was fighting Hela with it.
Sorry, that's a different mythology then. I was thinking of, was it Gaia Bulk?
Oh,
Guy Bolg.
Guy
Bolg is a thing.
Yeah, that's another one of those that has different names. There's Caldebulg and then Gallibulg, which that one is a spear. Caldebulg's a sword.
Is that Norse or what is that?
That's Irish.
Which makes sense. But like, I don't know. The hammer will come back. Like,
I don't care if it does.
I really hope so.
He looked like a freaking badass by just summoning his powers and punching.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I agree. Watching him like fight with a sword that just like shoots lightning out and stuff. That's also really cool.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Which,
mainly like I'm just gonna miss the like seeing him like throw it and then like it fly around and just fuck shit up and then come back to him. Like, maybe Stark will make him something like Captain America's shield. That just, comes back.
A vibranium.
Yeah, a vibranium hammer.
Still won't be as good as Mjolnir.
Well, of course not. It was made from a
dwarf star.
Yeah, dying star.
Imagine what new Thor could have done with Dez and Troy.
Yeah.
Lightning bullets. How about Scourge? How about our boy Scourge, Carl Urban? Like, I
don't really know what to say about Scourge.
He did get a cool death scene.
He did, but like for the most part, I'm just like, you fucking coward.
Yeah, like, he was that token character of like, just
I'm gonna redeem myself,
doing everything to keep himself alive.
Yeah.
Then he's this badass double machine gun jumping out of the ship scene.
Yeah.
That was clearly just thrown in as one big joke.
He's like,
and then when he gets stabbed with a sword, he does the thing like he's getting shot a bunch of times.
Yeah.
I liked that Heimdall was a big part of this movie.
Fucking Heimdall fucking killed it, dude.
Like that sword that they used to open the gate and stuff. Like, that's a cool ass sword.
Yeah.
It was awesome seeing him fight with it.
Heimdall is one. He's like, out of all the people in Asgard, he is the one that's just like not to be fucked with.
No.
By anybody. I don't think Thor would want to fight him.
He sees everything that has happened, will happen, and is currently happening. He's also, I think, well, because he controlled the Bifrost, I think also in his like mythology powers said he like is like a master of doors, and that's like something you just don't fuck with.
Well,
yeah, it makes sense since he kind of told Thor which gate to go through.
Yeah,
there's no more Bifrost.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I think the Bifrost,
it's gone
because it comes from
Asgard itself is destroyed. So
it came from Yggdrasil, I think.
Yeah. I don't remember.
Well, I think the whole idea of Ragnarok is that, in the comics at least, is that every couple of hundred years or so, basically Asgard fucking gets wiped and reset. So like, you know, people's powers can remain in check. I think that's the case.
I think that
I don't know from the comic universe. Yeah.
In the movie universe, that Asgard had been there for a long time.
Well, yeah, but I think
it was kind of true to the actual mythology of it, where it's something that was destined to happen. That just happened. Eventually, Ragnarok is going to come, and Asgard is going to get destroyed. That's like the apocalypse of Norse mythology or whatever. But you know, according to the mythology of it, that's supposed to be it. Like that's the actual end. But I don't know if it's the same way for the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you can't even really go off comics at this point because the cinematic universe is different than the comic universe. Yeah. Like, I actually found out the other day one of those differences was the way Mjolnir works. Is that in the comics, Mjolnir is it's okay. So in the movie universe, only the person worthy of wielding Mjolnir can wield Mjolnir. And so, you know, if you're worthy, you can use it. In the comic series, it's a little different. If it deems you unworthy, it just continues to grow in mass and get heavier and heavier and heavier, so you can't pick it up.
Really?
Yeah. Which there's actually an instance where the Hulk used Mjolnir because he gets stronger the madder he gets. So the madder that he got about not being able to pick it up, his strength grew faster than Mjolnir's weight grew. So eventually he could pick it up.
What do we think about, speaking of Hulk, what do we think about our boy Bruce Banner in this film?
He was there.
He was there.
he was solid, I guess.
I liked him. I mean, he was just as good as he was in the other movies. There was just a lot of other stuff going on. You know?
Yeah. So, like...
I mean, the problem with Bruce Banner is that, like... I mean, it's kind of like he said, like, nobody cares about Bruce Banner. They only care about the Hulk because, I mean, Bruce is just a normal guy. He's really smart and stuff, but he doesn't really contribute anything past being able to turn to the Hulk.
So, well, in fights, he doesn't contribute. He contributed a lot to the Avengers as Banner.
Yeah, like, there's definitely circumstances where he is an important character, but in this particular movie, like, that's not the circumstances where Bruce Banner matters.
Do we think Bruce Banner is, as he said, he's gone? Do we think...
No.
No, I feel like he'll be able to turn back.
He's gonna... Because what I've heard was there's supposedly some kind of 3-movie arc for the Hulk. Mm-hmm. Not Hulk movies, but like his stories going on within theirs.
So do we think...
So I'm thinking he's gonna find a balance to
Ultron,
finally...
Ultron was 1. Ragnarok 2.
Well, Infinity Wars.
No, I think Infinity Wars... I think this one was supposedly starting that arc.
Oh, okay.
So I think by the end of it, he's going to find the balance where he is Banner and he is the Hulk. It's not like two beings in one body.
I don't know. I mean, there's been a lot of talk about how, like, Marvel's at the point where they got to start killing off people. And, you know, that's something that they've kind of been intending to do with Infinity Wars. I think that Banner is going to get killed off.
You think Banner?
Well, because I don't think you can.
I think they're gonna kill Tony Stark.
But here's because this movie confirmed and denied will really put to rest a theory that I had. So, a couple months ago, there was a trailer at some Disney conference for Infinity War, and it seemed like the Guardians of the Galaxy picked up a dead Thor in space, and obviously that didn't happen at the end of Ragnarok, so I don't think he was dead. It was hard to see and hard to hear. But
maybe they got attacked by that ship and they find him and then it's going to show what happened.
Maybe that could also be the case. But as far as him dying at the end of Ragnarok, he was not dead on screen, so we cannot confirm. But
I don't think they're going to kill Thor. They just set him up to be a ruler.
Yeah, absolutely. But also, how tragic would that be? Like,
very.
It would. It'd be very tragic.
I think Loki ends up ruling Asgard anyway.
Yeah. So I think Captain America's dead for sure. Because
I can agree with that.
I
hate it, but I think him, Tony Stark, and I guess the Hulk will be the three major targets to look for.
Well, because Hulk, unless
Tony Stark, just because they keep talking about Robert Downey Jr. being done with Iron Man.
Well, and also fucking Chris Evans, his contract is up, and he's talking about not signing on again. So at the end of Infinity War, my theory is he's going to die, and Falcon is going to take over Captain America. Falcon also Captain America, how he does his thing.
Yeah.
I don't know who would take up the mantle of Iron Man after Tony Stark, but
Peter Parker.
No.
Iron Spider.
They hinted at that at the end of.
I do want to see that new spider suit.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure we will. I'm sure that Spider-Man's going to be around in Infinity War.
I just don't. Well, if anyone's going to do it, it's Thanos. But I don't see how you could reasonably kill the Hulk unless it's like because the Hulk is like
Fenris hurt him.
Like
he can be hurt. He can be killed.
He can be hurt, but like that's like Asgardian shit. Like I don't know.
Thanos, I think, is more powerful than Asgardians.
Well, we'll see, but like
especially if he has the Infinity Gauntlet with most of the stones, if not all of them.
Oh yeah, he can probably kill Hulk pretty easily.
We still have yet to see the Soul Stone.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going
we
to
were
appear
theorizing that he already has it.
Yeah,
he has that one. Well,
but it just makes sense to me
because Infinity War is coming out in February.
Something
is that right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Black Panther's coming out soon.
That one's in March, I think. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, it comes out after Infinity War.
But we saw the preview for that.
Yeah.
We didn't see a preview for Infinity War.
Thick.
Well, I mean, I'm sure they want to try to keep that, as tight-lipped as they can until they're like ready to release everything. But
hold on.
I don't know. I feel like that it makes sense for them to kill off the Hulk if they're looking to kill off Avengers, because I mean they've seen in the past that Hulk movies don't do well. I mean the only thing that the Hulk really adds to the movies is just that he's a big brute. They can strong arm everybody.
Who takes that place if he dies?
Yeah, and like he causes so much trouble. I think it would just be like an easier solution for them to just tie up the Hulk in the cinematic universe. Just like, okay, let's go ahead and cut this off and not have to worry about the Hulk anymore.
I mean,
but then you lose a lot of really entertaining like complications to the stories.
Yeah, I'm thinking now like
they may just replace him.
The current
the She-Hulk. Maybe the She-Hulk
would be cool to see, because She-Hulk always had like a much better control.
Rhodey or James Rhodes, whatever his name is, the War Machine. Is he done because of his injury?
I don't know. At the end of Civil War, he was going through rehab, and Tony Stark is basically tech Jesus, so he can probably figure something out.
If Tony Stark dies, maybe he
don't worry.
Maybe he just becomes Iron Man.
Yeah. Which I don't know.
See, the only one like. Any of them can be replaced by like their equivalent in the universe, but they've made Captain America something different than he was in the comics. He was just a dude in the comics. He's just a really athletic guy. In the movies, he's got that unrecreatable serum that makes him like just a superhuman badass that nobody else can really do what he does.
Well, so I mean, that's gonna
like I love Falcon, but he's not as strong and as fast.
No.
He can't do all the things that Captain America can do. He's gonna be hard to replace.
Yeah.
Once again, I want to throw in Spider-Man. I feel like Spider-Man can do everything Captain America does.
No, you can't. Except for the Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier could
Bucky's going to become Captain America?
I could see it. He's the closest thing to him.
Maybe.
I keep forgetting Bucky's a thing, and he's just like in a freezer in fucking Wakanda.
Yeah.
Captain America with a Russian symbol on his metal arm. No, he got that ripped off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Captain Communism.
Let's see. Who else? Who else was in this film that we could talk about? Odin went out like a bitch, though.
A little bit.
What do you mean?
Like he just like turned into fucking glitter.
It was very lackluster to see Odin die, because I mean there wasn't anything dramatic about it. Really, he was just like, "Hi kids, I'm dying soon."
He did the look over there.
Bye.
He did the look over there and then disappeared.
Yeah.
Well, he ran out of time. He's an old dude.
Just go and
I wonder if he would have lived longer if he'd stayed on Asgard.
Probably. There's definitely something about Asgard that keeps Asgardians healthy and that makes them live longer.
Well, that's bad news. That place is gone.
Yeah. But
I mean, as they said, Asgard's not a place; it's people.
It could be like that world, like that most of this movie happened on. Like time just passes differently
Sakaara?
there.
Maybe
was it Sakaara?
Something like that.
Yeah, I think it was Sakaara. Which I don't know. Like I'm interested to see where quote unquote Asgard goes now, because like I don't think
their plan is to go to Earth.
Yeah,
probably not going to go over well with all the Inhuman drama they've got going on.
Yeah, like that's going to be a shit show if Thor shows up with a spaceship full of Asgardians and
they're going to shut that watchdog shit down.
Random space
Shield
gladiators and Loki.
I feel like Shield
is still struggling.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, they're not happy with the Avengers right now.
If you're watching Agents of Shield, then you know that Shield's not in a good place.
No, Shield hasn't been in a good place since like the first
since Winter Soldier.
Yeah. At the end of I forgot at the end of the season they like got taken and put in space prison.
Yeah.
Another spoiler that you probably weren't expecting.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry. Way to go, Zach.
I gave a blanket spoiler warning.
Go watch Agents of Shield though, the newest season, because it has Ghost Rider in it, and it's awesome.
That's pretty dope.
It's almost worth watching.
I want to see a Ghost Rider movie. I like a real Marvel Ghost Rider movie.
I was about to say Agents of Shield is almost worth watching just to try to find all the ways that the cinematic universe screwed them over.
Yeah,
because they don't care about Agents of Shield.
They don't. Like, and I want.
And then there's also.
Can we just have Bill just show up and let the Avengers know he's still alive? They still don't know.
No.
Yeah.
After all this time, they still don't know.
I hope, and the Infinity War cast is so big as it is, but like I would love because they won't bring Defenders into it. There's no way they will. But I just like bring the Agents of Shield cast on, just like even if it's just like a throwaway scene where they're like getting ready, and you see them in the background like prepping for something. I don't know, but it's like
have Deathlock come in.
Yeah,
where'd he go?
I don't know, man.
I don't really like. Wasn't he under Hydra's control for a little while?
For a little while, but he got over that.
Yeah, he got out of that.
Wait, did he not get blowed up?
No. Not that I remember. Last time I saw him, he randomly showed up to help Phil at one of the bases, and then he left, and we just didn't see him.
Was that not during the Hive season? Was that 3?
Yeah, that was during the season with Hive, I think.
I don't know.
I don't remember, but for some reason, him blowing up does sound familiar.
I feel like he died. I don't remember, and I'm not particularly interested in going back to find out, but I'm pretty sure he died.
I don't know. I'd rewatch through Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. from the beginning.
It just, I don't know. There's a lot of...
Show.
It's...
You can just see they're clearly struggling with what the cinematic universe is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. They keep throwing them curveballs that they have to work around.
Yeah, but I don't know. Getting back on the topic of Thor Ragnarok, I don't know. Overall, I think it was a pretty solid package that they put together, and story-wise, narrative-wise, the narrative was very fast-paced, because I think it had to be, to fit a lot of shit in. But then at some points, like, the scenes, like, with him and the Hulk just seemed to, like, drag on and, like, nothing happened. And they just ran around the same dialogue tree over and over again. And it was like, let's move on to what this movie was meant to be and get to the conflict. What the hell?
I enjoyed their interactions. I thought it was really funny.
Oh, I did too. Like, absolutely. But it's just like, okay, there's only so many ways that Hulk can be upset that Thor, doesn't want the Hulk around right now. Like,
there's only so many times they can have the conversation of I'm stronger. No, I'm stronger.
Yeah. And that's sometimes you in a writing room. You're just like, it's like, oh, we'll do this. We'll do it again. One more time for good measure.
I feel like they covered a lot of really dark and depressing material for a comedy. And
like which thing specifically?
Like, I mean, if you look at like all the stuff at the beginning, like all of it was really sad.
Yeah,
it was like really dark and depressing. Like here's Odin dying at the beginning. Here's their sister they didn't know about. All of their friends, they're dead. The Valkyrie girl is like a PTSD'd alcoholic. It's like,
yeah,
they had a really dark and sad past.
She's Jessica Jones,
and like it was all just like talked about with a smile on their face.
Well, yeah, but I think that's also.
I do think you've been drinking too much and it will kill you. I don't plan to stop drinking.
But I think that has to do with the pace, right? Like I was saying earlier. Because like it just had so much happen so fast that like it doesn't give the characters on screen enough time to respond emotionally. It's like Odin died, Hela showed up within like 30 seconds of one another.
Yeah, that was really fast.
Yeah, like
it's like as soon as he
died,
she's like, "What's up, bitches?"
The gate was open, and he's like, "I'm here now. I'm green, and I'm gonna give you a weird fear boner."
Like Thor didn't even have like enough time to be like dramatic screams and like lightning before she showed up. Yeah. Like he started to, the lightning went over his fingers, and then she was there. And he's like, "Oh, I guess I'll save that.
Yeah,
I'll deal with my dad dying at a later date, I guess."
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I think my biggest issue was the pace, because like. Yeah, because it like zoomed for the first 30 minutes, and then once they got into Sakaara, it, like slowed to a crawl, and things took a while to happen, and then
the end kind of went by fast too.
Yeah, like the whole like third act where they're fighting on Asgard, just like a lot of stuff happened really fast. Like they got the ship, they got to Asgard, they went to the armory, they like all the while Heimdall is like leading this fucking refugee camp like through Asgard. And
yeah, I feel like he took out most of her undead warriors by himself.
There seemed to be a lot. They were just like fucking Power Ranger putties. They just kept coming. Like,
yeah, that room that she went down into didn't
to destroy.
It didn't seem that big, but she came out with a pretty big army of those things.
Yeah, Do you think she just like kept reanimating them? Maybe that's like what,
or maybe she reanimated all those guys she killed.
Yeah, no, she did that. Like that's what happened. She like killed those guys and she raised them. But do you think like
no? She raised them from that room with Fenris. They were all in tombs and stuff. I'm talking about the guys that were with the Japanese dude.
Yeah.
When she killed all them. I didn't see her raise them.
Oh, okay. I thought you did. But
I don't know. Which I also don't really understand. Like, why did she bother talking about the eternal flame? Like, did she have to have the eternal flame to do that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what she was saying. Like, the eternal flame, like, this is what real power looks like, and she used it to give them life again.
Oh, wasn't that one of her powers anyway?
I guess not.
Oh.
Maybe in the comic.
I don't know. It seems.
I think they were trying to show that in the movie that eternal flame has the power of resurrection, which is why Surtur could use it to come back.
Yeah. And also, like, I think with his specific power set being God of, what was it? Is it God of Destruction?
I don't even know if Surtur is actually a god.
Mm. Well, regardless, the eternal flame in this is like the Darkhold in fucking season 4 of.
It's not quite that.
Which
bad.
It just
also on that subject, going back to what we're talking about, the universe, the cinematic universe being different from the comic universe. Technically, none of them are gods.
Yeah, no.
They even stated in the cinematic universe they're not gods.
They're just
which is different because in the comic universe they are gods.
Which I thought it was. I thought it was.
Even like Stan Lee just recently did an interview. They asked him who would win, the Hulk versus Thor. And he went on record saying that Thor would win because the Hulk is really strong and everything, but he's still immortal, and Thor is a god.
Well, I think in like the Asgardian culture specifically, like because most Asgardians don't have the powers that Thor and Loki and Odin do. So maybe it's like in their culture specifically, they are quote unquote gods. Maybe God is like not necessarily a being, but like a title.
Well, I think that like Odin, Thor, Loki, and what was her name? Their mom,
Frida.
Yeah, Frida. I think they are actual like gods, and then all the other Asgardians are Asgardians. Like they're like, it's like they're a different race of like people, obviously, like, and stuff. It's but like, I don't think they're as powerful as the others.
Do you think maybe it's like maybe like a Saiyan, and then like I'm just trying to think of like another analogy here, like a Saiyan, and then like
it'd be like gods and demigods.
Yeah,
like all the other Asgardians are like demigods, but they're not gods like Odin and everybody.
No, like they're gonna be tough to kill, but like you're like I ain't fucking with Sif. No way.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, even Thor and they're all still clearly mortal.
Yeah, in the cinematic universe they are.
Well, I mean, so's fucking Superman.
Let's not talk about Superman. This is Marvel.
This is a more entertaining universe.
Yeah. We don't talk about the dark places.
Oh, we'll talk about it soon. Fucking Justice League comes out this month.
I won't be there.
Which does look more colorful. So because it's not necessarily the darkest place anymore.
Fucking Zack Snyder got his ass out. Well, because of a tragedy, but whatever. We're not talking about that.
Let's not go into that.
Yeah, but how long have we been going? Not for a minute.
56 minutes.
53 because we started at 3 minutes.
All right. Well, if you want to be all mathematical about it,
mathematical. So, any other thoughts about Thor Ragnarok? Soundtrack was dope, by the way.
It was.
Soundtrack was really good.
That up.
Yeah, soundtrack was good.
I got really hyped in certain scenes just because of the music.
Yeah.
Which, I guess it doesn't really have much of a basis or whatever, but that's also kind of one of the things that makes me think that the end credits is like kind of hinting towards Thor and the Guardians meeting up and stuff, because this movie was very similar to Guardians of the Galaxy movie,
which I think it was very intentional through all the marketing.
Yeah, and it's like not just in terms of that it's like a funny movie, or that there's a lot of like space and other planets and stuff in it, but it also just kind of the design of it, like the kind of like neonish like 80s kind of feel, and the like old school soundtrack and stuff. It just feels very Guardians. So the Marvel universe has a lot of different dimensions, a lot of different planets. Like it's a very expansive universe, and now since Guardians, since Doctor Strange,
now Thor Ragnarok, or just the Thor series in general. And even Avengers to an extent. We're getting we're shifting from heroes on Earth, like fighting Earth problems, to a very the cosmos of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is definitely, it's opened up for sure now.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see where this goes, because I don't know if they will, because it would fuck up a lot of shit. But the Marvel multiverse to an extent could now open up.
Yeah, it could. I really don't. I'm in the same boat. I really don't think that they'll dip their toes into alternate reality Marvel Cinematic Universes.
Because they're on the back end of this whole cinematic universe thing.
Because the dark place is trying to do that, and it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
their cinematic universe is doing it.
Yeah. There's tangent. So Ben Affleck's Batman has a standalone film called The Batman that is apparently having some trouble. He may not be Batman anymore, but he's in Justice League. So that splits the universes there. And then there's going to be a standalone Joker movie that has a different Batman. And so that's another universe there. And it's just it's splitting off a bunch of.
So what? It's because Ben Affleck is not.
Well, I think there's a lot of projects happening that aren't necessarily meshing well. If DC wants to do this extended universe like they've been trying to do, but I don't know. I think if you're going to create a universe, then it should remain in that said same universe. I wouldn't try to.
It's just one more movie thing DC screwed up.
Yeah,
they do it constantly too. They always come out with a movie and then they cast somebody for that role, and then when they continue on with that character's story and stuff, they get a different actor.
Well, DC
Batman has changed 4 times.
Well, to be fair,
they're not using the same Flash, right?
No.
You're talking about the.
That's another thing.
The movie and TV universes, that doesn't really count.
Still, Marvel did. Marvel had Coulson in Avengers, and then when they brought Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they used the same
movie
Coulson
actors and then built the shows off of it. With
for the most part, except for the Hulk, Marvel is always stuck with the same actors for the roles, because that's the.
And the only reason they
put into that role.
Changed that actor was because that other actor was a douche.
Yeah.
He rewrote a lot of that movie.
Who?
Edward Norton.
Didn't know that.
Apparently he has a habit of doing that. When he gets a movie role, he takes it upon himself to rewrite the script and then just show up and be like, we're doing this.
Cool.
I mean, not really.
No.
That's not something the actor is supposed to do.
No.
The actor is there to play the role, not change it.
They are to read the words what on the page, not change the words what on the page.
Yeah, that's why they have writers who
write
it.
I would start watching more DC movies if they took the TV Barry Allen and moved him over there, or the TV Oliver Queen and moved him, because I love those shows.
I mean, I wouldn't just because the actor's good doesn't mean DC's going to put out a good movie.
I give it a chance.
I'm sorry, but DC just has the worst track record of putting out movies. They've all been so bad. Wonder Woman was all right.
I still haven't seen that.
It was pretty good. But, the Christopher Nolan Batmans were okay.
Christopher Nolan Batmans are great.
But
I will defend those forever.
I mean, I don't really care about the first one at all. The second one was good, and the third one was just kind of meh.
You didn't like Batman Begins? I thought Batman Begins was, dark. You can't be Dark Knight, but it's it's up there.
I mean, it was okay. When I first saw it, I thought it was really good. But then over time, just going back and seeing it again, I'm like, this movie's kind of lackluster. It's
it's been a minute since I watched it.
It's pretty slow. There's not really a whole lot going on in it.
Oh, we can't get off topic and start a whole new podcast.
Any last thoughts on Thor Ragnarok? I kind of feel like we just had a lot of thoughts.
My only thing with it right now is that I'm interested to see how like things are going to play out for Thor with the upcoming films and everything. Like, it's going to be interesting seeing him, without an eye at this point and not using Mjolnir anymore.
I didn't expect that, to be honest.
I mean, it's just what Marvel's good at, keeping the overarching story interesting, making me want to keep watching.
Now it seems at the end of this film, it seems like the Guardians of the Galaxy universe and not universe, but story arc and the Avengers story arc have now kind of meshed.
They're very close to crossing.
Which I
kind of hoped it would happen before the Infinity War movie, so we won't have like a whiplash event like we had at the beginning of the Thor movie.
Yeah, which is because I thought I saw something about Infinity War. Like, it was going to be 2 parts. But then I saw something, I think, about part 2 not being Infinity War.
It's just a name problem they're having. They keep going back and forth on Avengers 3 or Infinity War Part 1 and Avengers 4 and Infinity War Part 2. It's just a naming thing. It's the same story.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, if they're going to... to be honest, like, I totally understand the business decision to make 2 films. But, like...
It sucks because it means that once we see the first part of Infinity Wars, then we're going to have to wait like another year or so before we get to see the end.
Well, they're already filming the second one.
Yeah, but
it's not going to be that long.
It's still probably going to be like pretty close to a year.
But it does mean, like, I have faith in Marvel because they make great movies.
Yeah.
So the 2-part movie from them is probably going to be epic as fuck.
I mean, the only reason I'd say splitting it into 2 parts is if, like, you're telling a 6-hour story.
Maybe they are. I mean, the Infinity War should be a great story. I mean, this is what they've been building for how many years now? 8 years.
2008 was the first.
9 years
was the first Iron Man film. So that's
the thing that I dislike the most about it being a 2-part series is that obviously when you go to see a movie and stuff like that. Sure, the beginning of the movie is important to build up, story and characters, stuff like that. But it's the end of the movie that you want to get to. That's where, that's where the climax is. That's where all the big events are that you really want to see. Which means that the first part of Infinity Wars is probably just going to be a lot of build-up. And then we're going to have to wait until the second movie to see what everyone really wants to see.
That's not true. They can have a huge climax in the first movie. It's like people have done it before, like look at Lord of the Rings.
I mean, Lord of the Rings didn't have a huge climax at the beginning, at the end of the movie.
Yes, it did.
The first movie?
Yeah, the big fight when they split up.
It was a very small fight on a riverbank, and then it was Frodo and Sam
that shit was epic as the fuck when I was a kid. Like, that shit got me every time I watched it. I was like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, but you compare it to the actual climax of the series.
Well, yeah, they have to build it up, which just means they can have a good climax in the first movie and a greater climax.
Here's also the thing.
That didn't really even feel like that big of a climax. It was like maybe 20 orcs and 1 Uruk-hai.
It was way more than 20.
They were Uruk-hai.
You have trouble counting.
1 Uruk-hai.
No, they were all Uruk-hai.
They weren't all Uruk-hai.
I'm fairly positive.
Not all of them. There were orcs in there. There were definitely little orcs.
Regardless,
we will go back and watch that movie again.
We will go back and watch it, but I guarantee
were all Uruk-hai.
Regardless,
because there's never just Uruk-hai. There's also orcs. There's way too many orcs for them not to have at least one orc.
They come from 2 different places, right?
Yeah, but they're one army.
The orcs don't work.
Either way, that doesn't matter. That's Lord of the Rings.
The point I'm just trying to make before we get on this Uruk-hai debate. Lord of the Rings also, in those films, like, yes, they're telling a singular story, but each movie is like a 3-part, like a 3-act story in and of its own right. Like, so it makes sense to have the climax there. I don't know if that's going to be the same with Infinity War, because this is a full story that they're telling in 2 parts.
I think it can be done if they lay it out right.
And of course, I'm not saying that the first Infinity Wars isn't going to be good, because it's not going to be the conclusion or anything like that. But I just know it's going to leave me with the same feeling that Lord of the Rings did when I saw it when I was a kid. It's going to get to that end of the first movie, and I'm going to be like, what the fuck? That's where it ends? There's still so much more to happen.
Well, that's like,
then I'll be pissed off that I have to wait for another year to see the rest of it.
That's like,
you were pissed off at the end of Fellowship?
I was when I saw Fellowship when I was a kid, I knew nothing at all about Lord of the Rings. And like I didn't know that it was a 3-part series or whatever. And so they're like, oh, we're about to go to Mordor. Then the movie ends, and I was fucking mad. I was like, what the hell? There's still so much more to do.
That's kind of like the other example. I think is the Harry Potter Deathly Hallows Part 1.
Yeah,
the end of that movie.
I never saw that.
I've never seen Part 1. I've only seen Part 2.
Well, at the end of Part 1,
I do not give a shit about Harry Potter.
At the end of Part 1, Voldemort gets the Elder Wand, and then a lightning bolt hits the sky, and then it's bleh, in the movie, and I'm just like,
yeah. See, that's how 2-part movies are. Like you're building up to this big event that you want to see, and then it ends, and it's like, all right, come see the next movie for what you actually wanted to see.
Hey, I will say this though, and I'm fairly confident in the statement: nothing will ever boner tease me more than the Netflix Castlevania series. Like, so I'll be fine. I'll be good.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just worried that like we're gonna get to the end.
Action and like is entertaining enough for the first movie to be complete and it's all right. I'm okay with cliffhangers.
See, that's what I'm worried about
because you get that in TV shows.
I'm more so.
I'm worried that like there's not going to be enough in it. Like I'm worried that we're not even going to see a conflict with Thanos start by the end of the first
I think
movie.
we will. I think we will
because that's basically like the big payoff at the of Infinity War is them facing Thanos.
Here's my theorized screenplay breakdown. So the majority of the beginning of Infinity War is definitely going to be them crossing over with Guardians and like people from the more cosmic part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and like they're going to be like yo, Thanos is a problem, maybe something happened, and basically like I don't know if they'll know about the Avengers or anything like that, or I don't know. Basically,
the way that I'm thinking that it's probably going to go is that it's not going to be like a Avengers and Guardians meet up and then it's like, oh, we got to fight Thanos. Or it's probably going to be like a telling the story from both sides and then finding that they're both after the comic.
And then Thanos becomes a problem, and then they just both show the fuck up.
They both show up and they're like, oh, well, I guess we're teammates. Let's fight.
Well, okay, so yeah. Okay, so Thanos will become a problem. They show up. They do the Avengers thing where they fight in and amongst themselves because they can't get along. And then they'll just probably rehash that whole Avengers storyline that's like, oh, well, we got to learn to work together and be teammates, blah, blah, blah. And then I think there will be a battle between Thanos and the first one. And that's why I think Captain America will die.
You think he'll die in the first one?
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll let him be in the second one.
I don't know.
I mean, I could see it happening, but I think they'll put him in the second one.
I don't know. It could be a situation where like there is going to be a face-off with Thanos in the first one, and they're going to lose, and then they're going to have to re-rally.
It's in the first movie in Tony Stark's vision from Avengers 2.
Yeah,
it'll definitely be a Godzilla kind of deal where they fight this new threat, thinking they're big and bad, and then they just can't, and then they'll have to get back at it.
Yeah,
but
I don't know. But the Thor Ragnarok itself,
Thor Ragnarok was really good.
Yeah, good movie.
It's very funny. If you want to laugh, go see it.
Yeah, it's a good time. If the spoilers don't bother you, then by all means go ahead.
Hopefully you've seen it before you watch this.
Yeah, hopefully so. But yeah, it was a good time, man. And that's all you can really ask for. Like, it's a good narrative. Kate Blanchett gave me a fear boner. She was hella. Okay, you looked kind of weird. Like,
I was picturing her.
Yeah,
I liked her with her hair down, but
yeah,
spikes.
Yeah, same. Yeah. I didn't like the fucking antlers she had going on, but whatever.
Like it was kind of cool looking, I guess, but
it was just weird to me how extra she got every time she was about to go.
She had to just slick her hair back.
She had to go fucking.
She had to get her hair did, man.
She had to go fucking Grand Council of the Elk and just like go at it, but
which we faced in Until Dawn.
Yeah.
That never got resolved, by the way.
No, it didn't.
No.
Well,
no explanation for what the fuck that was about.
So overall, If we had to give star and/or number ratings to Thor Ragnarok, what would we give?
10 out of star.
10 out of
Star out of 10.
10 out of star. I'd probably give it a solid 7.5.
I was thinking about 7.5 or 8 for sure.
Because it was really good. It had its problems, but it's definitely worth seeing, and it's easily the best Thor movie.
I think
at least a 9.
I think
at least.
I think the pacing and a lot of the character interactions were like the pacing was at the beginning just like, you know, fucking going 88 miles per hour.
It's like everything can't be Power Rangers.
No.
Power Rangers, all right.
Shut your mouth.
And then a lot of
10 out of 10.
A lot of the character interactions were rehashed.
Like 6 out of 10.
They were rehashed, and then, you know, a lot of them were kind of like they kind of dragged on and were boring in some places. But I'd say I give it a solid 7.5. We'll see again.
No, you go ahead and take it from me. I'm not a movie critic, so maybe my rating doesn't mean anything to you, but
it's a mid C.
Yeah,
give that movie a C if it were a 100-point test.
7 out of 10.
7.5 out of 10 would be a 75 C.
Well, good thing this isn't a test.
Well, we don't.
I think it's
good thing that movie ratings don't equate to grading scales.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they are.
That's dumb.
Well, the thing,
not a school grading.
Well, the thing
scale.
is,
we don't do a number. Not a letter.
I mean, the fact that you're giving it 75%, I give it at least
the
90.
way
if you look at like the way that we rate video games, like 7.5 is really good. Like 7.5 is way beyond.
The way
I just see it like barely above average.
The way that I rate
6
things
is barely above average because
the way
5 would be halfway.
The way I rate middle things doesn't mean average.
The way I rate things is everything
middle
starts,
not mean average,
because middle is the middle. Like average can be like as long as more things are performing at a higher level, the average goes up. Well, so the average can be 100 if everything is perfect. You don't know what average means, do you?
I guess not.
I grade things if I'm rating them. I start at 5, just base 5. So it's like, you know,
like 5 is where you should be to be considered a good movie.
Yeah.
Like if it's anything below 5, it's not a good movie.
Yeah. And then from there, based on like my interpretations of the like Jigsaw that I saw, that's like 4.5 to 5. Like it's okay.
It seems like that me and Zach have a different idea of grading scale than you do.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't
you grade on a very high curve. Like if 7.5 is only okay, then like that's kind of ridiculous.
Regardless, 2 thumbs up for Thor. Is that good for you? That seems like 100.
Well, give us your grading scale.
Give us your grading scale in the comments. What do you think about Thor? Hey, tell me about Valkyrie. Did you love her as much as I did? Probably not. But hey, that's been All My Cast. We've been talking for a while. And we will see you probably around when Justice League comes out, right? Were we talking about doing one for that?
You won't say me.
You and me were talking about it.
Justice League? I might. Because
I know
I'll see it at some point.
I know Shuffles will get in on it, for sure.
If nothing else, you'll definitely see us when Infinity Wars comes out.
Oh my God. We're going to do a 2-part podcast.
2-part podcast, because that movie's in 2 parts.
The first part of the podcast is going to be all build up with no real climax.
And like the end of it is like, my theory is...
So join us next
Just
time.
fucking Sopranos, these motherfuckers. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you that, guys.
Hey, you guys are beautiful. Thank you.
You're beautiful. I love you. Not as much as Valkyrie. Go watch Thor.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.